All right, Peach, I'm ready to film.
Nope. Go back. Dude.
Oh, God. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Wait.
What?
I think we're going to be okay here. I believe that's heather gray.
It is?
And this is white.
Yes.
Sit down. We're doing the show.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 26 of Court Cousins. My name is Kyle. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, my cousin, Jason the Peach. We've got a wonderful show for you today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to check in with each other for our Weltman's Wellness update. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're going to go through the interwebs and look for your interesting tweets and twats about our favorite Orlando Magic.
I like it when he says twats.
We're getting back, Peach, into some degenerate fun for wager time. Oh, I'm giddy about this. And not Josh giddy. We're going to own that fool. Then we'll go into some starter backup and bench. And as always, I hope you stick around for the large ending.
I heard there's another couple of there might be an old guest returning.
There's going to be some interjections.
I heard some talk of a new one.
There may be
looking forward to that.
Some conspiracy theories coming your way. Those will just be little surprises, so make sure you watch all the way through.
It felt like we weren't like the Zani-ness had not been ratcheted up enough.
Yeah.
So, if we're going with a couple of like adult topics today that are pretty normal, we got to find a way to inject some of that Zani-ness back in our brand. That's what we do.
Got to give the people what they want.
And hopefully the people will want things with our logos on them coming soon. These are some prototypes.
We finally settled on our outfits for the show.
It took us a while, but we got there.
We got there,
Yeah. I noticed that you've got the same mug, but it's facing the other way, so that's
okay.
all right. Yeah.
So this merch and what you see on the show here, just keep an eye out for that. That's coming in the future. Good things coming. And good things are coming in large part thanks to our Patreons. So we got to give you the shout out to our All-Stars and our second cousins on our Patreon. Shout out to Bernie Pichet, Matthew Bell, Dan Young, Gloria and Damien, Yadi, Connor, and the Polish Wonder. So thank you very much for everything you do for the Patreon. If you can, ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, I got ice cream over here.
Is that the shout out?
It is.
That's the guy. We got ice cream.
It reminded me of the guy that drove by the. So I thought that would be my. I come up with these shout outs. I think of it. I'm like, I got to come up with one.
I love it going in. As my
if he comes by, we're stopping the show. I'm getting an ice cream sandwich or a bomb pop, something.
I can't do it with you. I need a dairy pill nowadays.
Yeah, me too.
Anyways, before the interlude about our intestinal track, we were thanking anyone who is able to jump on the Patreon and join us on that community. We've got all types of juicy things up there, outtakes, not released footage, extra bonus footage, vlogs, all types of things. And because the people have requested it, exclusive giveaways. Last episode, we did our monthly jersey giveaway for our Patreons. Big Al won the August Patreon giveaway. But we want to reach a goal coming up soon and where we're going to start giving out even more things every month. So please help us reach that goal and the others if you're able. If not, just click that little subscribe, click that little like. 60% of the beautiful people watching right now, Peach, are not subscribed to this damn show. What are you doing? Get subscribed. I'm going to pull a freaking disc over here. Sorry.
Your face got a special kind of pink on that.
Yeah.
I don't know how that doesn't move you. How much redder can his face get?
Yeah.
What are you doing to this man?
Yeah. And, maybe I should check in now, shouldn't I? Because I'm
probably.
Yeah,
let's check in. Let's see. Let's.
So we're doing our Weltman's Wellness check-in today. That is a suggestion from Matthew Bell. We're taking our check-ins, our social emotional check-ins from our Patreons. So that's another reason to jump on there. And today, Peach, I've got Weltman hanging out next to a school building. Not because he's a creepy pedo.
Okay.
No, he's not.
Wow.
But because I am a teacher and my summer is almost up, Peach.
What? It never comes up that you're a teacher on the show.
I know. It's crazy. Teachers, when we get teachers together, all they talk about is fucking teaching. That's what teachers do. Anyways, summer is almost over. It's been a great ride. Got to dig in some more Orlando Magic stuff over the summers. Got to travel. But now that I'm going back, I'm getting all those mixed emotions, some anxiety, definitely a lot, really excited to get back working with the young people, helping them learn, seeing them grow is just, it's really the reason that I do it. So there's just a mix, a combobulation of emotions inside me right now.
Sure.
As I'm winding down here.
He loves to watch things grow so much that over the summer, your students will be happy to know that you grabbed several plants from local places and are watching them grow until you can get back to school.
Yeah, that's another fact.
They pop up everywhere.
Legit.
I hope I pulled back the shower curtain. There's 3 of them in there. I don't even know. They're just
They've got
everywhere.
to get watered, Peach. Jesus Christ. We share the house with them, too.
Well, if I'm going to shower with an aloe plant, I'm just going to ask it to try to get some places I can't reach is all.
Have you been getting nasty with some of my plants?
I don't know, man. They looked at me first.
You were asking for it, though. How are you doing today, Peach, for the Weltman's Wellness Check-In?
Well, for my Weltman's Wellness Check-In, I went to the old Canva machine, and I made up what I believe is going to be a future Orlando Magic press conference here. You see Jeff is sitting right there in the middle. You've got Donovan Mitchell, who is, of course, coming to the Orlando Magic. Then over there on the far right, you've got Jordan Poole, who's also, of course, coming to the Orlando Magic. And then right in there, you've got Penny Hardaway, who will soon be returning to the Orlando Magic. He might be a player coach. Because, of course, why not? And then there's Charles Barkley over on the end, who's going to come out of retirement and play for the Orlando Magic. And you see Paolo Banchero just kind of sitting over there like, yeah, man.
Yeah, that's his
squad. This is all happening to me. People, stop it. Stop trying to put people in our jerseys that don't belong there until they're there. Let's stop speculating and wasting our time. This is my Weltman's Wellness Check-In, and I'm wasting it on everybody else continuously talking about these players that could be coming to our team, maybe coming to our team. Do you not like our current team? I feel like all I've heard about is how much we all like our current team, and if they're healthy, we're all excited about watching them play. I'm excited for this season. We're under 2 months until the season starts. I'm amped about this season. I don't want to talk about next season or what might be or who might join, because that means some other people on our team failed, and we have holes to fill, which could happen. Or it could mean that there was an injury or something like that. It's all kinds of stuff I don't want to talk about or think about. I want this good season first. So save all that crap. I'm sick of hearing about it, and as a matter of fact, if you're listening to these rumors, listen to what Jonathan said on the Six-Man Show after the fleecing that we did by keeping everything under wraps. Do you really think anybody knows what we're doing or what we're thinking or what's going on? I actually heard that a random man somewhere thought that I was going to sign with the Thunder as a super fan in 2025.
Because
you can see this graphic right here. Obviously, you know this is not true. So you can't believe everything that you see on the internet, folks. And you should not really buy that much into this stuff. I know it's the summer, and it's like there's not a lot of basketball going on, but like, you know, give baseball a chance. Go grill. You know, go for a walk in nature. Go swim. Hit the beach. Like, throw a frisbee with your friends. Like, get outside. Like, watch a show once in a while, but like, find something else to focus on.
Back to the check-in piece. You're feeling a little frustrated?
A little frustrated angry with all this, but now that I'm getting this all out here,
you're feeling good.
I'm done with it.
It's off your chest.
I'm done with it until we talk about it in social media roundup, which I think is coming up right now.
Right now, we're going into our first segment. I guess our second segment. Social media roundup. This is where we scour the interwebs looking for your posts about our beloved Orlando Magic franchise. If you see something out there, ladies and gentlemen, please make our jobs easier. Send us a little @court_cousins on Twitter and Instagram so we can get the old peepers on it and put it on the show. That'd be a helpful thing.
Agreed. The guy who wrote this first one's pretty handsome, though, so I'm kind of into this.
That was pretty easy to find, that one.
It was, but it's poignant.
Oh, is it poignant?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Why is that, Peach?
Well, it says, it says it's from the Peach 802. Seems like a good dude. I don't know. It says, wow, some dude mentions that the Orlando Magic could make a play for Jordan Poole next offseason, and Magic Twitter starts polls and dream lineups. Can't we just be happy and excited for this year? #off the deep end, which is also a little bit of a Poole reference, because if we ever did get Poole, I'm ready with Poole puns. Let's go. It's going to be a Poole party. But, it's just one of those things that like I said in the opening, I'm a little sick of hearing about it, and it gets like over talked about, and it's kind of insulting to some people, I think, too.
I mean, to the players, I think it would be insulting. To Jalen Suggs, to Cole Anthony, it would be insulting. I think that's Stanley Swanson here shares your antipathy as he writes, Magic fans, and now all caps, we're set. I love our backcourt. We have Fultz, Suggs, Cole, and Gary Harris, and we can run Franz at the 2. And we forgot about RJ Hampton. Also, Magic fans, Jordan Poole, let's go. So it's like,
right.
That's the two-headed monster of our beautiful fan base right now, where we have a team where we're really excited.
Right.
But then we're kind of always looking at the shiny thing that we don't have. The grass is always a little greener over there, Peach.
We're doing a little bit of the Lenny from of Mice and Men, if you will, as a literary reference. I'm sure you're going to enjoy.
Isn't that
this.
a handicapped gentleman that killed?
Yeah, but
things?
he has the mouse in his pocket and he pets it to death.
Gentle.
So he's just going too far. Like he loves too much.
Okay.
So I feel like the team fans are kind of like, oh, what? No, we're going to be good now. And they kind of like wake up in their chair and they're like, oh shit, we got to get this guy. We got to get this. Oh man, we're going to be nice. And it's like, hey man, this is a rebuild.
Yeah.
Buildings don't go up in a day. Like they're constructed from foundation and all the way up. And you can't just snap your fingers and have it done. It's not a game of SimCity. So let's enjoy the ride a little bit, people. Let's not look so far ahead so soon.
Yeah.
And dismiss the players we have.
Yeah, I'll play a little devil's advocate for some of my compadres in the Magic community. I mean, there is going to need to be some consolidation of this roster
at some point.
And it just so happens that Jordan Poole is of that right age for this team, and his contract is coming up in a right year where some of that roster consolidation is going to need to happen. You know, to Stanley Swanson's point, we've got Suggs, Cole, Gary Harris, RJ Hampton, all kind of, I guess Cole is really more of a one off the, a one guard, but they can all play the 2 there. So we can't carry, I forgot about Devin Kennedy. I'm forgetting about other guys too. We can't carry 5 2 guards.
Right.
And so at some point, we're going to need to let some of these guys go and bring someone in like a Jordan Poole. And I don't blame our colleagues for getting excited about the prospect of bringing in a guy who killed it last year. I mean, Jordan Poole had a coming out pool party.
Okay.
Now,
I mean, yeah, but when you compare his numbers to Cole Anthony, like you can see in this next slide, it's really not that big a difference. I feel like most of his coming out party was done in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We weren't a part of the playoffs, so we didn't get to see anyone's coming out party for our team.
This does not include the efficiency where Jordan Poole exceeds Cole. But I get your point. The point here is this is Jordan Year's 4th year.
Yes.
Cole Anthony's going into his 3rd year.
Right.
Last year was Jordan Poole's 3rd year.
Right.
Why can't we see a jump like no one knew about Jordan Poole really until last year. I didn't. And call me a casual, whatever you will. I had not heard this guy's name really until last year. And so why can't the same thing be true of Cole Anthony or a 2nd-year Jalen Suggs? Let's let these guys develop, and we'll see what happens next summer.
Well, if we bring another Michigan guy, and we're going to have to get Juwan Howard to coach. I'll have to replace
Not Penny Hardaway?
No.
Okay.
I'll have to change the graphic.
Okay.
Well, let's change the topic. No more Jordan Poole.
Okay. We're done with it. I swear, this isn't just a Jordan Poole show. We do talk about the Orlando Magic. We talk about other things.
Yes.
So we just saw that Paolo Banchero's announced to play in the crossover again tomorrow. If you're watching this, it'll probably have already happened. But we haven't given our take piece. Yeah, time machine. We haven't given our take piece on the beef between Dejounte Murray and Paolo Banchero. If it could be said to be beef.
Yes, it sounds like it's a nice Wagyu marbled version of beef.
Yeah, and at Orlando Tragic says 26-year-old beefing with a teenager who hasn't played a game yet in the league is so lame. And I don't know if it's Wagyu beef. I don't know what kind of beef it is, Peach. What do you make of this beef?
I mean, it's a great point. Obviously, this beef might go back a little further. I don't know if it's Murray trying to like get his name a little more on the map because he was kind of like down in San Antonio and they weren't playing well, so he wasn't really seen a ton. And now he's like, I'm on Atlanta now, and I got my balls out, and here I come. And it's like, but you're going to pick on this guy? Like, I don't know. From what I've heard, it sounds like he's always kind of been a little bit of a trash talker and kind of I've seen some footage now of other games where he, pushed people and was weird. I think maybe this was just in him the whole time, and now it's coming out because maybe he's not under Pop's thumb anymore in San Antonio. But maybe he's just not as quality a dude as we once thought. But that's okay. Just go lose game with the Hawks, bro. That's fine.
Yeah, this goes deeper. It seems like it's some Seattle beef. I mean, Dejounte wants to be the guy from Seattle, and he's probably just a little jelly.
Dejounte's like, you don't even remember the Sonics. Yeah. That's probably how it started.
he's probably just a little butthurt that Seattle is laying out the red carpet for Paolo Banchero, having him throw out first pitches, raise the flag at the football games, treating him like a beloved son. And I don't think Dejounte got that level of acclaim when he was coming into the league.
Well, he wasn't the number one pick.
Right. And I think he's a little bitter about that. He's trying to assert himself as the dude from Seattle.
Yeah, be better, not bitter.
Ooh.
Earn that.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're bitter, all he's done this summer, all he's accomplished is putting a target on his and the Atlanta Hawks' back. I mean, when you see all media kind of talk, everyone's kind of just scratching their heads. They're like, what's this guy doing? Has he always been a scumbag?
Right.
He's kind of getting that label on him now.
Right.
And putting a target on his and the Hawks' back, as I said in this next post here from Jeff Weltman, alludes to now all of us Magic fans are definitely circling October 21st on the clock on the calendar, because we have Cole playing with who's that guy? Trey. It's a Trey. Trey Young.
Ice Trey.
Young. Yeah, I don't know. I never heard of him.
Great wrestling heel. That's why he doesn't want Dejounte to come.
Right.
He's the heel on the team.
That's his thing, right.
Now they're going to be a heel tag team.
Oh, man. They're going to get that's going to fall apart so fast.
Yeah, you don't want to have to face the Usos. He's just not going to win those.
He played some pickup with Cole, and Jeff Weltman helps us to see what they were talking about while this was going on. And Trey is saying, yo, Cole, tell Paolo that I actually requested they get Donovan, not Dejounte. There must have been something lost in translation there with the front office. And Cole says, tell him yourself on October 21st, baby.
Indeed. I'm pulling out Paolo Banchero here because I'm looking at Cole's shorts right there.
Yeah. You like those?
And they reminded me a lot of this. Are they not? Look at this card.
Ooh.
Look at that. That looks like mosaic.
He's trying to match with his own card.
There. Yeah.
I wouldn't put that past Cole, man. That dude is stylish.
I don't know if I'd want to play ball in those shorts, to be honest. And I don't know what's going on in the anime world on his shirt, but live your life, man.
Kids are loving it, Peesh. We gotta get the old man off the porch. Maybe you can give him a holler a little bit later.
See what he's up to.
Come off,
See what he's up to.
All right, a little bit more Paolo Banchero. So, going into some Paolo Banchero premiere and schedule talk, Peesh.
Sure.
The Six Man Show, our buddies over at the Six Man said that our Paolo debut is set for October 19th, where we're going to start the season at Detroit with Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey versus Paolo Banchero and our beloved Orlando Magic.
It's a fun matchup to start off, for sure.
Yeah.
The last two number one picks squaring off. I think it's a good start. The schedule gets released, and I don't know if I've ever really cared much about a schedule release that isn't the NFL, because the NFL is such a short season, and I need to see if my teams are going to play anywhere near where I live.
Yeah.
But like in the NBA, I know everyone's going to play everybody at some point, and usually twice, and there's a home and away. And, it's just when it happens, and it doesn't really matter too much unless you're trying to plan a trip to Orlando, Florida to take your podcast to see a couple of games. So we'll have to sit down and figure out when those games are going to be. But the more interesting thing was the TV part of the schedule, and who has games on what channels and who doesn't.
Yeah, well, do you have pimples, Peesh? Zero. Do you have blackheads? Zero. Do you have nationally televised Orlando Magic games? Zero. We do have one.
It's
also on NBA TV, but that's not nationally televised.
I also read somewhere that the Orlando Magic have not hosted a game on national TV in, I believe, over 3,000 days now. It's been that long.
Gotta be since Dwight left.
So whenever we've been on these few times, it's been at somebody else's house.
Yeah.
it's getting a little ridiculous, but these are the end of these times. So one more year, this ain't going to kill everybody. And honestly, by the end of the year, they may shift up what games are on based on who's doing well, or if Paolo's having a great season and people want to see him, they'll flex something in later in the season.
We hope for that.
I don't think anybody should really be that embarrassed about a lot of what's going on here. I think there were a few teams that like lost a bunch of games, like the Utah Jazz, that like just because they lost Rudy Gobert, they have like 13 less games on national TV. That's a big drop. Yeah. You know, there's a few teams that like me like, hey, what the hell? But but honestly, if you're that big a fan, you've got the NBA.TV package, or you're going to see your team enough that like you'll find them. It's
right. So do you have any like big? It sounds like you're pretty ambivalent. You don't really care too much about the schedule and the breakdown of it.
I don't. I think I only care about it with the point that you're about to make with our next slide.
Yeah. So I saw this on Twitter. This is from Ed Comfer. This is the NBA 2022-2023. It's the number of matchups for each team when they are more rested than their opponents. And this is really the only thing I care about. You know, we talk about strength of schedule. Shit, if you're a good team,
right, it doesn't matter.
Then your schedule isn't that hard. You know, It's like when you're a top-tier team, then you're good.
Right.
You know, when you're kind of where we are in the rebuilding phase, then your schedule is going to be harder because more of the teams you're playing are better competition than you are. Mm-hmm. But rest really does impact the game, I think.
Right.
So we want to be in the top half of this. We're 19th in terms of out of 30 in terms of having games where we have more rest than the opponent.
Right.
So that's not great, but
no,
you know, we're middle-ish of the pack. There's no glaring jump out. Sacramento and the Lakers are leading this. Do I think that there's some behind the scenes, LeBron James, sloppy toppy? Sure. You know,
sure.
He's definitely been getting a reach around from the commish. But other than that, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I think when it comes to these, obviously the rest is one of the most important things. I don't like to see a lot of those back-to-backs where one team has to travel. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's necessary in the league anymore with the amount of time that they can sometimes have between games for like us to be playing at home against Charlotte one night and then have to like travel to New York to play the Knicks the next night, and the Knicks have had the last 3 or 4 days off. Like that stuff needs to happen less. And as long as they work at trying to make that even, I understand there's always going to be some teams that may have a little less, have a little more. That's the way it goes.
And I love, as someone who's not in the Orlando market and always has to travel for games essentially, I love that the NBA is doing the series, as it were, the back-to-backs in opponent cities.
Yes.
So we looked at the first half of the schedule.
Yep.
The Magic are playing kind of weekend matchups in Indiana, Philadelphia, and Boston. And I like that. I mean, it's better for the environment. I think it's cooler for the teams. And it gives fans an opportunity who may want to travel to another city.
Yep.
To have a reason to go. I love the Magic.
Games, yep.
I've never been to Indianapolis. I would never freaking go there. But now that the Magic are going to play 2 games within 3 days, shit, I might get on a plane.
You're making excellent points today. We haven't talked about this, but we're talking about it live on the show. Yeah. I've also never been to Indianapolis and feel the same way, so maybe we'll go there.
Well, I think we're going to go to the Boston games.
I've been there.
I know, and you're not a big fan. And also, Jonathan of the Six Man is starting to try to start a movement of people going to that October 21st game in Atlanta.
And well, I don't think I think he's the movement's already going. He's going. It's done.
He's just trying to invite people on board.
Right. Yeah.
And that's tantalizing.
Right.
But
it also seems like a nice way to get stabbed. If I may be so bold. It feels like if there's beef between these two players on the court, there could be some beef between people in the stands.
Well,
so maybe that's why he wants.
That's why he needs.
Okay, go support him. Let's get a posse going.
Yeah, let's fucking roll deep. You know what I mean? We gotta get out there.
I mean, the ATL sounds like it's kind of a rough place to be.
ATL is dirty. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah,
Coca-Cola.
It's probably not a nice place if they call it the dirty.
No,
to be honest.
I love Atlanta, man. It's got a lot of flavor.
Pass.
All right. All right, let's get off of the schedule talk now. On to my favorite topic, Jonathan Isaac. Yes. And at WP Creates says, your friendly reminder that Jonathan Isaac made a lineup with Vucevic, Fournier, and DJ Augustine, a top 10 defense in the NBA. Let's let that sink in for a few moments.
Yeah, man, I found this one and I was like, I know this was going to make you super happy. But honestly, when I read it, I was like,
you're like, holy shit.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I've seen those other 3 men play defense.
Yeah.
And it's technically called defense, but whew, look out. So that's kind of an amazing stat.
It's why I think so many Magic fans are optimistic about our wins this year. We just talked about the schedule. I think I've heard a lot of chatter now that the schedule is out and everyone's reminding themselves that these are other NBA teams that we have to play against.
Yes.
Everyone's kind of, walking
you don't get
back.
to play against the Pro-Am squad from the summer
we're
all year.
We're all walking back our win totals, 40 plus wins this year. The schedule comes out. Yeah, maybe 32. No. Wait, when we get to wager time, I'll talk about our win total.
Okay.
But I think this is why us Magic fans have been so optimistic all summer, and I think we'll continue to be so optimistic, is because we have players like Markelle Fultz now getting full minutes, and Jonathan Isaac supposedly, coming back 100% day one. That's what we're expecting. Now, our defensive rating based on NBA stats was 19th in the league last year, bottom half, not where you want to be. Although we can say 7th best defensive rating after the All-Star break.
Things picked up, for sure.
Things picked up. But the Knicks were number 1 in that, so I don't know. It doesn't make me feel great. But our defense did pick up in the second half of the year. I feel like the team was buying in to Jamal Mosley's philosophy. It was starting to click.
There was a rotation.
There was a clear rotation. People understood their roles, and things got better. And now you're adding, hypothetically, a defensive player of the year type of talent. Come on. You can't tell me that can we move 9 spots, Peach, from 19th overall for the entire season up to at least the top 10? I mean, we were at the end of the season 7th best after the All-Star break.
Well, I know Jonathan Isaac's teammates are better on defense now than they were then.
Yes.
So
that's true. So book it. All right. Peach says book it.
I rarely say book it.
Yeah. I say it. I'm saying it for him as if I were him, and if I've done a Freaky Friday situation, I'm in his body. Well, not like in a homosexual. There's nothing wrong. You know what I mean.
All right. Why don't you walk all that back?
Yeah.
Now?
Okay. Well, I'll let you take this next one, Peach, just because I did the last one and you should do this one, right?
Sure.
No other reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is a safe move for you. Hey, I just want to give a shout out 40th birthday to Corey. The in-game, and I missed her almost as much as I've missed watching the Orlando Magic play basketball, to be honest. Look, I love her work within the stadium.
Yeah.
You got a lot of other guys dropping into her DMs, giving her the happy birthday shout out, but how many did it on their podcast? What's up, girl?
Can you see the desperation coming off his brow right now, ladies and gentlemen?
Is it desperation, or is it a man that simply is just having a swing?
You're just a nice guy.
I'm up there.
Yeah, you're just a gentleman.
I'm stepping in the box, and I get to look at some pitches, and I'm gonna enjoy my time. It's all about shooting your shot.
Yeah,
and
that's what basketball is all about. We're talking about basketball.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take away the baseball reference.
Happy birthday, Corey.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Excited to see you back on the
She looks good for 40. I don't care who you are or what girlfriend says you can't say it. You're thinking it. Damn.
I'm not saying it. I'm moving on. That's what I'm doing.
All right.
I'm moving on to CP betting. Which of these young teams is most likely to make the playoffs? They got the OKC Thunder, the Houston Rockets, and the Orlando Magic listed. Now, this is not even a question for us. And this leads us beautifully, ladies and gentlemen, Peach, into our next segment, where we're going to talk about this wager and many more. Man, we're in wager time, Peach. And
I'm so excited.
I'm just so excited.
Looking at me after it now.
I'm so excited.
Lay some money down on stuff.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the NBA season to come back so I can start putting some wagers down.
We got to start wagering again for the fine belt.
The belt is coming back. We're going to have bets for you left and right. I really wish we could do kind of a daily Orlando Magic betting thing. I've been thinking about doing that. Maybe we'll just do it as like an Instagram live thing every single day, or just a Twitter live thing. Because I bet most the year last year, every single game on something on the Magic.
We should at least share the bets that you make.
Yeah. Yeah,
year.
and I
Let's
was
do
doing that on Twitter. It does make me stress as all get out, though.
He
which I
gets
don't
really
love.
excited. You're losing like $5. And
I know.
He'll be like, he hit it. Yes. And I'll be like, well, what do you got? And you're like, I think I won $6. It's like, okay. But I lost 3 on that other thing because this man always hedges his bets.
Oh, I got a hedge, baby. I got a hedge. And
I'm looking forward to
see hedging right now.
I'm looking forward to seeing you pull out the weed whacker and do some work right now. Get it going.
Let me do some hedging right now. So, based on that last tweet, the last tweet from our social media roundup, it's about teams to make the playoffs. And Vegas believes that out of those 3 teams, we're by far the likeliest to make the playoffs. The Oklahoma City Thunder are at 2,500, plus 2,500. The Houston Rockets are at plus 5,500. And the Orlando Magic are at plus 1,800. Meaning you bet $10, you win 180.
Not the point of the show, but honestly, got to question the Rockets being that low and the Thunder being that high. I feel like they should be a little closer to each other.
Yeah, you think so?
And maybe not that far off. Yeah.
I guess. I mean, the Rockets. Wow, Vegas is really down on the Rockets.
That's really sour. That might be worth throwing just some down on in case.
I don't know that I love the Rockets pieces that much more than the Thunder pieces.
That's what I'm saying.
Is what you're saying.
There should be a little closer.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen Green, not quite Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They got your boy Alperen Şengün.
I mean, if I could somehow just bet on the Rockets being better than the Thunder, I think I might take it.
Okay, you can't do that.
This is why I don't. That's why I don't bet.
All right, so let's talk about our team. That's why the people are here.
Fair.
So plus 1,800 odds. Now this is to be in the top 8 after the play-in.
After the
So
play-in.
once all the hijinks are done, are you in the top 8? Now, Peach, I'll read you off the top 8 from last year, and you tell me, are we getting in there? Okay.
Well, if you feel like you need to give me that much, go ahead.
All right. Miami Heat 1, Boston Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks, Philadelphia 76ers, Toronto Raptors, Chicago Bulls, Brooklyn Nets, Atlanta Hawks. Those were the top 8 teams last year. The Cavs and the Hornets were in the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
They were the 9 and 10.
Sure.
Do you think we can get in those top 8?
Are you asking me to just
Are you
flat
going to
out?
bet on it? Are you going to bet on plus 1,800?
You know, I'm not a big bettor
You're not a big
anyway,
bettor.
so to me, it's got to be absolutely done. But even with fake money, I think I'd pass on this bet.
Really?
Yep.
Even with those odds?
Betting $10 to win 180. It's not enough. Not enough.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for this
There are
one.
better long shot bets I can make.
Yeah. Well,
And
we'll talk
I
about
know
it in a
it's only
second.
$10, but there are other places I'd chuck that.
It's tough, man. Reading through this list, there's who's going to fall out. Those top 4 teams are locked in. Heat, Celtics got way better.
Some of those teams are going to fall out, and some of those teams we may talk about later.
Sixers. I mean, I think we can compete with the Raptors, who had a great season last year and ended 5th. Like, that's a team I think we can
They have
compete
no
with.
business being that high.
I know.
have no idea.
I
how
know,
got
but
that
they
high.
even ended better than the Bulls, who struggled with some injuries at the end.
Yes.
I think the Bulls are definitely better than us, unless again they have injury issues. Why are you looking at me like that? It's not that they're better necessarily talent-wise. They're just a more veteran team. Their talent is developed and is more towards what they're going to be. We still got a little ways to go. We're not better than the Bulls right now. The Nets, now there's a situation where who the heck knows what could happen. You know, if Durant
mixed bag.
goes and possibly Kyrie, although he's opted in, who knows what happens? I mean, if both of those guys are gone, we can obviously be much better than them, but where do they go?
Well, I don't underrate Ben Simmons here.
No, he's good.
He's coming back, still has game.
Yeah, but I
And
think
if you
Markelle
pair
Fultz
him
is
with
better.
one of those other two, then they've got something.
They've got something, but I like Markelle better than Ben Simmons, straight off the bat.
Yeah,
And I like our
fine.
depth better than I like the Brooklyn Nets depth.
Well, yeah.
And so the Atlanta Hawks, I think the wheels could fall off there. I'll throw down $5-10 on this just because.
Okay.
Shit, let me put it on my team and let it ride. I'm not thinking that that's one of my best bets. I got some best bets coming in a minute.
Yeah, I guess maybe I should look at this as of these bets I need to make 2.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think because I've already looked at our list of what's coming up, this wouldn't be one of them.
This wouldn't be one of them. Okay.
I'd just pass
Well,
on
I'm going to
this.
put some money on it, but it's not going to be a best bet. It's going to be a $5-10 wager.
Sure.
If we hit, I'll
Why
be a
not?
happy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll probably help you hedge against some money that you lost earlier.
Right.
You'd be like,
So-
yeah, I just won $180, and I'd be like, great, but what else did you lose on other ones? Da-da.
Yeah, don't pay attention to that.
Right.
We only pay attention to the winners here on Court Cousins.
The real
on Wasted
degenerate
Time.
gamblers always hit you with that. Da-da.
Yeah. It's not about that, Fish. It's about the exhilaration of the win. All right, so the next one, this is where we can make some money. You out there listening? This is where you can make some money, ladies and gentlemen. The Magic win totals. All right, they are just...
Can I?
Yeah.
Okay, so last year I got burned on the win
You
total.
got burned.
That's why the title sits on your side of the room. And I hope that taints it for you. The fact that our team didn't win 23 games is why that sits over there.
Okay.
But the point is that I'm not going to get burned on it this year. And so I'm really in on this. And I'm amazed at how low the bar has been set for us this year.
Yeah, because what was it? Was it 22 and a half
It was
last
22 and a half last year.
So with the number one pick, Markelle Fultz now being our everyday full-minute starter.
Yep.
Jonathan Isaac coming back.
Yep.
That's giving us 3 wins. That's just crazy.
It's like whoever set that line isn't paying attention
Yeah.
to the league.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like they're at real risk. Like, go bet now. Please, everyone.
No, the line will move, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Because this is... If that's the line,
It's crazy.
everyone should bet over. And you know I don't bet.
Yeah.
But this is the Peach bucket of the week.
Well, did you asked me to put money on? Was it this one that you asked me to put money on, or was it the next one? Anyways, 25, getting 3 more wins for those 2 guys coming back, and now getting Paolo Banchero. That seems like easy money. That seems like free money.
It is.
Yeah.
That's why we're telling you, go get some free money. It's not an insider tip.
No.
Just watch the teams and see what's happening and look with your eyes, and you're like, this is going to be good.
Now, I understand that I may have gotten a little giddy with some of my projections, perhaps.
Big fan of Josh. I heard
Thinking
it
that we're
earlier.
going to be 500. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because the toughest thing with this young team is learning how to win. You can get to that third quarter, but can you close out games?
Mhm.
And that's always what you got to figure out. You know, you've
Yep.
got a talented team, but can they close out games? And we had those, Oladipo, Vucevic, Tobias Harris teams. They were good. They stuck with it, but they couldn't close out games. I just feel so much more confident about this team closing out games because we've already had some of those buzzer beaters with this squad, and we do have some nice veterans mixed in. We have Jonathan Isaac. We have Markelle Fultz, both young veterans, Gary Harris, Terrence Ross. Those guys know how to win. They can communicate that to the younger guys. Franz Wagner has been a pro overseas. These guys, Moritz, they've all now had a taste of winning, where I feel like those earlier iterations of the Magic rebuild was just a lot of young guys kind of thrown together who hadn't really gotten over the hump.
Yeah.
These guys have. I think they do know how to win much better than those previous versions, and that's why I feel just so confident throwing down $100 or a few $100 on this. I already got a hundo on it. I might go deeper.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's a terrible bet, but it's a good point that you bring up because we haven't really talked about that era or this idea much. But that's one of the things that I was looking at last year that I was like, in games we were close in, there was a lot of times we left a win on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, hopefully these are the growing pains that we need to then next year turn those to wins. It's going to be pretty telling for me in the first couple of months. If we have a lot of those games not go our way, are they going to be able to stay focused enough to continue to try to go win those games? Or is everyone just going to want to tank and get in the Wembanyama sweepstakes?
No.
I feel like there's no way it can go that way. But I want to see us get into some close games or we're winning at the end so we can turn that idea I have in my head around of so close but not quite getting those. Even if we flip a coin and we get every other one of those close games at the end, that will be a step in the right direction.
We'll
So
still
I
be
need to
way
see that.
over this, over 25 and a half.
Absolutely. That's why I think your money's safe. You know me, every time you bet,
Yeah.
I'm always like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Leave it there, man. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I got to get some. I got to find. I don't know how to bet. I don't know where I put.
I
want to
like
to
this.
take my money and have you hold it. And when this thing happens, give me more.
Okay, I'll show you.
yeah.
I'll show you. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do, I guess it's called like an escalator bet or an elevator bet with this, because those are kind of just even odds. You put down $100, you're going to win right about $100. You might win 98, something like that, right? But if you look at 30 wins, we're at plus 230 odds. So now you put down 10, you win 23. Put down 100, win 230. So what I'm going to do, and then 35 wins is plus 600. Now, Vegas, or at least FanDuel, doesn't believe in us enough where there isn't even we're not even in the 40 win section. They don't even see us. They don't even give us odds for that.
Disrespectful.
That's disrespectful that you won't let me throw away my money. You won't even accept my money, FanDuel, for 40 wins.
Maybe FanDuel just woke up one day and were like, you know what? We've been ripping people off. We gotta dial it back a little bit.
We gotta get right. Yeah. What the hell? Let me bet on my team. So what I'm gonna do, and what I have already done, is I've put my unit down on 25.5 wins over. Whatever your unit is. Maybe it's $50, maybe it's $100, maybe it's $25. I'm taking half of those earnings.
Yep.
And I'm putting it on us to win 30 games at plus 230. Then I'm taking half of those earnings, those potential earnings, and I put it on us to win 35 games, which is plus 600 odds. So that's, if we win 35 games, I'm winning all 3 of those bets, and I'm smiling all the way to the bank.
This is going to be one of the best investments you've ever made.
I think so.
Since you let some tall guy move into your attic.
Yeah, man.
start a podcast with him.
Yeah, the utilities have been easy.
This is going to be amazing. Yeah, I think this is a good solid bet, and I feel like most people watch this are going to feel the same way.
All right, so get on board with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
Bet that over, plus 30, plus 35. Let's go, Magic.
Indeed.
All right, so that we've covered Magic making the playoffs. That's a riskier wager. The win total is easy. And now let's go into Roy. And I'm not talking about France. All right, we're talking about this year's Roy.
Oh, I saw this on here and thought it was a Patrick Waugh reference.
Oh, you thought we were doing a little hockey.
Thought we were doing some hockey.
No, that's all right. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand your misunderstanding. But no, we're talking about
Zoudalors,
the Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
And we have our odds here for you. Paolo's at plus 300.
Yep.
Chet's at plus 420. Keegan Murray's
seems high.
Yeah, Keegan Murray's at plus 650. What? I didn't get the joke. Is because Chet is high? Like,
What's Chet's number?
Oh, plus 420. I get it now.
Wow.
At least I followed up,
Well, because I stopped the show to talk about it. Sometimes I just keep rolling.
Yeah.
I've already done a couple
I
of
know,
the show.
I roll through. When I get in the zone, I just keep moving through some of your jokes. I pick them up when I listen.
Yeah.
And then but now I got
I wasn't going to let you get that one later. I wanted validation immediately.
Paolo plus 300. Chet plus 420. Giggity, giggity. Keegan Murray plus 650. Jaden Ivey plus 800. And I put Benedict Mathurin on there at plus 1,200. I didn't list a lot of other guys. Well, not that many other guys. I could have listed maybe a couple more.
Yeah.
But what are you thinking out of this group, Peach? Are there any bets that you're liking? I know based on our check-in that you're probably going with Chet.
Well, some guy thinks I am, but that guy's wrong. I would go with Paolo here. I would like to say I want to take somebody else just for the sake of debate, but I would put the money down on Paolo. If I had to go with a second person, which is maybe what you're looking for, I think I would go with Keegan Murray because I think he's in a position where he could put up some bananas numbers, and I think the Kings want him to put up bananas numbers.
Really?
So he either gets Rookie of the Year or they get in the playoffs or both. They're really trying to do something with that franchise, and I could see him putting up some solid numbers.
I disagree. I think that team is situated. De'Aaron Fox, they brought over my ginger brethren to shoot threes from the Hawks there. What's his name with the mom with the orange slices?
Oh, that guy. Kevy Herter.
Yeah, Kevy Herter. Yeah, he's over there, and they got Sabonis. That's, they got I also want to say Donovan Mitchell. Davion Mitchell coming off the bench.
None of those things make them better.
Harrison Barnes. They got a good enough squad. I think Keegan Murray's going to fill spots for them. I definitely don't think that's a good bet for Rookie of the Year.
It's 650. I'm looking at the odds numbers too.
The odds are good. Yeah.
Do I want to? I think I love Jaden Ivey, but I don't know if I want to say he's going to be Rookie of the Year over the other guys. Maybe a couple weeks in the season I'll be like, damn, I should have. But
I think the best bets here. I put money on Paolo already, and I put money on Chet already.
I'm angry.
But I might keep hedging.
Right. He loves to hedge, yeah.
I might get the hedge out, and throw some on Jaden Ivey as well. Because now that we're talking about it, that's a young squad, man. They're going to expect Jaden Ivey to come in and be a difference maker day one.
Yeah.
Killian Hayes has, as much as he's a decent defender, not done anything for their two guard. Jaden Ivey is their two guard of the future.
Sure.
So he's going to come in and he's going to be playing big minutes.
Right.
He's got a great opportunity. And I think Chet, as much as I don't like him necessarily as a human or maybe like an NBA player long term.
Right.
They're going to feature him.
He's going to put up some numbers.
He's going to be featured.
Yeah,
it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, and Chet.
Right.
And he's going to benefit a lot from those two very active guards getting little dinks and dunks and just lobs and things like that. And people are going to ooh and ah when he makes a three-point shot once in a while.
To his credit, at his size, he realizes if I play in a whole game, it should be hard for me to not get 10 and 10.
Right.
So
yeah, you can easily see him averaging 15 and 10 this year.
Exactly. If he does just that and like maybe a little more, that might be enough to win Rookie of the Year. Like I would like to believe not, but
I would like to believe not too, because that would probably mean that Paolo hasn't had as huge of an impact as we might want in year one. I think he's going to be the featured scorer on our team at some point. It might not be this year, only because we've got such a talented and deep roster.
Okay.
You know, it's tough. It's going to be tough for him to score 15 to 20 every night when Wendell's putting in 20.
No, I
just saw
that,
Franz put up 26, an efficient 26 in, the Eurobasket warm-ups. Like, he's eating. Markel's going to eat some. We've got a much deeper roster than OKC or, I believe, Detroit. So it just might be harder for him to get the statistical categories that people are going to
And then every once in a while, when it comes to the voting, people just go insane and vote for an average guy to win Rookie of the Year, which is what happened last year, and it's why Scotty Barnes won. I mean, there's 4 or 5 guys in this class that I liked better than him. I couldn't even believe he got first place votes, let alone won the thing. It just blows my mind.
That could be an argument for Keegan Murray.
It's not that he's not a good player. I just felt like there were better players.
That could be an argument for Keegan Murray. This is my hedging. Now you're getting my hedge excited a little bit. All right, because imagine if you throw down 10 on all these bets. On 4 bets, if you threw down 10 on Paolo, 10 on Chet, 10 on Keegan Murray, 10 on Jaden Ivey. I guess you're hoping for Jaden Ivey to win if you're not a Magic fan, because that means you're winning 80 or whatever. But even if Paolo wins, you're still covering most of your nut.
There's so many possible jokes about the last time I excited your hedge.
You're my hedge.
or ending in this nut. But I'm just going to let it be. Make your own joke. Send it to me. I'll laugh at it. Let's talk about some MIP.
All right. Now, this has been a conversation that Magic fans have been wanting to have, because we've got such a promising young roster. There are a number of players that we could see and hope make a jump and could get considered for this Most Improved Player award. Let me read off some of the odds that Vegas has set for some of the candidates.
It's a tough thing to just decide and put odds on.
It is. Anthony Edwards, plus 1,200 odds, is the best odds to win Most Improved Player. That's the best odds, plus 1,200.
Yep.
Tyrese Halliburton, plus 1,600. Jalen Brunson, plus 1,800.
Ooh.
Jordan Poole, plus 3,200. Darius Garland, plus 3,600. Markelle Fultz, plus 6,500. Wendell Carter Jr., plus 8,000. Cole, plus 8,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
This, like I said, is a tough one to predict. I don't understand how Jalen Brunson is that high. I feel like he's about to have a downgrade year going to play for the Knicks.
I disagree.
I think Anthony Edwards is the best bet in this one, where he's about to do what Ja Morant did last year, which is go from very good young player to all-star.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Anthony Edwards is going to jump to next season. So if I had to, that's where I feel the money is. I'm a little surprised to see Halliburton up that high, maybe. But, again, these are all good young players who could all very easily rise into that I'm scoring over 20 points a game and I'm making the All-Star, which is kind of what they do with the Most Improved now. It used to just kind of be like, oh, here's a guy who gets 5 minutes on the bench, and now he, worked his way into a starter role.
Right.
But now it seems like they're kind of giving it to guys who are hitting that next level. And it's kind of not the same award it used to be.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the Magic community is banging the drum most for Markelle Fultz. And you could kind of see that because...
Well, some bang on his drum all day, and then some are just like still thinking that Fultz isn't going to be in our starting lineup.
Yeah,
so
well, that
it
just
depends on
boggles my
which
mind.
Facebook group you're reading from.
Yeah, when you looked at his, 32-minute or per 36, I'm sorry, spreads, his stat lines, they were incredible last year. So if people are kind of just extrapolating what his averages per game were from this past half season and then from previous mismatch injured seasons, and he makes just the consistent... He's already made the jump, as I've said on previous pods.
Sure.
He has made the jump. It just hasn't shown up yet for the regular NBA fan. We see it. We've already seen the improved mid-range jumper, the improved shot. Like, that's a high percentage shot for him now. I think he's going to be, right around 20 points a game and right around 10 assists a game. And so that's going to make some people around the league, their eyes pop out. It's not going to be a surprise for us, but I think if he gets around 20 and 10, he's in that discussion.
So are you laying money down on?
I'm going to put money down on this
I'll
just
tell you
because of the odds.
I tell you
$10 to win 650?
I bet he's laying money down on himself because he's sure as hell laying money down on our win total.
Yes.
Because he tweeted out 4th seed. And we can only lead that to believe this bonus Jeff Weltman post where he says, what gives people feelings of power, money, status, and then, of course, the largest bar reads, Markelle tweeting 4th seed.
Man,
it does
that
make
gets
you
me
feel
giddy.
some sort of way.
I
And
feel power.
if he's going to have that kind of season in an MIP season, then the 4th seed is in range. But there's a lot of dominoes that have to fall in order for us to get to that point. But I love the optimism.
Yeah, all Markelle is saying is, put that money down on the over on the wins.
Yep.
You can do that escalator prop that Kyle was talking about, go all the way up to plus 35.
Oh, yeah.
And make your money.
Yeah.
We're
Maybe
with
he'll
it.
donate some money so we can bet it on his behalf because I don't think he legally can bet it. Maybe a Pete Rose situation.
No, yeah, for sure.
We gotta keep.
We don't want that.
we
We,
don't
want
want
it
that,
all
yeah.
straight and narrow for
No
Kel.
tampering.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
It should never be a problem if you're betting on yourself.
So you like Anthony Edwards, and then on our squad, out of Kel, WCJ, and Cole, are you with me in saying Kel would be the most likely of those three to win MIP?
I think he's the most likely because I think people see him, like you said, as a lower tier player.
Yeah.
And so if he got close to 20 points a game, people are like, whoa, oh yeah, that's right. This guy, he was the number 1 pick. They kind of forgot about him.
Right.
Whereas like if Cole did it, it wouldn't feel as much of a jump to people. And that's kind of what the award has become now.
Yeah.
So I guess he's probably got the best chance of that on our team.
I'm still doubtful because, like you said,
It could be Jonathan Isaac as well, if he comes back and can
Yeah.
play at the level he was at before. But defensive numbers don't usually
Yeah, they
translate
don't
into
translate
things like
into
that.
these
So
awards.
unless he's Defensive Player of the Year, in which case he could have an argument,
For sure.
I'd say Fultz, but then maybe Jonathan probably second.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, this has not really become a year-to-year award. It's become like a few-year award. I feel like Anthony Edwards has been coming for a couple years. Like, he's been on the rise for a couple years. And it's kind of that third year that players get awarded the most improved player.
Yep.
Like, you're on the scene, you made a jump, that jump was consistent third year, here's the award.
Right.
And so I just don't know if whoever votes on this, Markelle is going to probably have the most eye-opening fluctuation of numbers, more so than Anthony Edwards, certainly. But will they go that way? We'll see. Okay. Six man.
Great podcast. Love it.
Yeah. No, yeah, we're done.
Done.
Oh, we're betting on it. Six man of the year. Got it. Okay. Got
I'm
it.
taking Jonathan.
All right, so this one's insulting to us. This
All
one's
right.
get ready to be insulted, Magic fans.
Yep.
Okay, at least by FanDuel, because right now we have Jordan Poole at plus 500 odds,
This guy
Tyler
again.
Hero plus 750, Malcolm Brogdon plus 1400, Victor Oladipo, I threw him in there, plus 6500, and we have no Orlando Magic even listed on FanDuel for me to bet on for six man of the year.
Yeah, again, it is weird that they don't give you an option to bet. Like they don't want the money.
Yeah.
But when you first said this to me and I thought about it for a hot second, I was like, yeah, man, I don't know who's going to be our sixth man.
Right. But
Like,
then
we-
I said,
So who would be enough to win this award?
I get that. I want to talk about that. But I'm still insulted because they have freaking Poku, the alien fish,
Well, that's
from
absurd,
Oklahoma
yeah.
City Thunder listed.
Right. That is weird.
And that guy's like deep bench. He's at
Sure.
plus 10,000 odds if you
Okay.
like
Well,
alien fish and you're
sure.
into it. But who would be our sixth
Kanye
man?
West, I bet, be really
Who would
into
be
it.
our sixth man? It's going to be probably Cole or Jalen. I would love a roster that starts Gary Harris. That would show me out of the gate that we want to win this year and that we're serious about making the playoffs
Wow.
because he's our best two guard right now. I'm sorry. He's better than Jalen right
You
now.
don't have to make apologies.
Based on the end of last season, based on what I saw last season, he's better than Cole. He's better than Jalen. Not necessarily maybe as a creator. Like Cole's a better creator. Jalen's, I don't want to say Gary and Jalen actually. Gary's probably a better defender, but like Jalen has some of that tenacity, that get to the hoop that Gary doesn't necessarily have. But as an all-around player, Gary's better than all of them. What we need from him in a two guard, Markel's going to be handling the rock. Gary Harris is our best two guard. Then I would say, Cole and Jalen might come off the bench at the same time. I would probably say Jalen Suggs would probably be our sixth man. If the lineup is as I think in my head, Markel Fultz and Gary Harris at the two, Jalen Suggs is going to come get Gary Harris before Cole's going to come get Markel. I just have that feeling. I think we're going to want to keep Markel on the floor as much as possible. I don't know.
Possibly. I don't know.
Who do you think is our sixth man?
This
ladies
is
and gentlemen?
this is another tough one right here. I think after maybe a first couple months, it might become a very established thing. It could be Chuma Okeke. There's a lot of names on this list that could be the first guy off that bench.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say.
It's not going to be Chuma.
And I just feel like whoever wins the sixth man award is not going to be from the Orlando Magic, though. Sorry, I'm not making that bet.
Yeah, well, you can't. I can't make the bet on FanDuel, so
Then
don't
you're
even worry
safe.
about it.
Then you're safe.
Also, I was confused with Tyler Hero being on there because he's throwing a bitch fit down in Miami about, I want to start. I want to be a starter. I should be a starter, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Well, then you
knocked
should
up
go
an
to some
Instagram
team like the
model. I should be a
Sacramento Kings or something.
starter. Yeah, fuck that
Go
guy.
somewhere where they let you play. Oh, it is a little shocking that he wouldn't start for them. I feel like he's one of their best 5 players.
For sure. The player that I do like best, though, is Malcolm Brogdon at plus 1,400. Coming off the bench.
That could be good for the Knicks.
He's gonna
if he
get-
comes
he's
off the
gonna get a
bench.
bunch
I feel
of-
like he's going to work his way into the starting lineup.
He's going to get a bunch of minutes for the Celtics. I think they're going to keep him
Oh,
off
he's on the
bench.
Celtics now.
He got traded to the Celtics. Yeah,
oh,
man.
yeah. I thought I was going
So
to the Knicks,
he's gonna
but
he's gonna be their like primary scorer off the bench.
I don't like it.
I like it.
I now
like
dislike it.
Do you now just because of the Celtics, or
yeah,
you don't
because
like the
I don't.
situation?
Well, the Celtics shouldn't be trying to improve to get better because they just had a run and that's it now. Go away.
That's not.
Fuck Boston.
Peach is a hater. Peach is a hate. He's hating so hard. The Celtics are gonna.
Malcolm
be back, man.
Brogdon's not going to be enough to push them over the edge to win the NBA Finals. That's not the guy. He's a nice piece
Fair.
if you're looking to get
No.
to the finals, but they just did that.
No, they just did that. The reason they lost the finals is because Jason Tatum disappeared.
Well,
They,
yeah.
need, they need their star to show up in the finals. And they'll get some more production from their bench with Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah, I'm
they
not
will.
really sure where he was, but
He was in Indiana.
should have been there.
Yeah.
No, not Malcolm. I mean, Tatum.
Jason Tatum? Yeah, who knows where it was. I think the Celtics would like to know that too.
Probably some fan base somewhere was already putting their jerseys on him, and he
Yeah.
just figured, oh, I don't play for the Celtics anymore.
All right, let's get into. Well, that was an overall NBA. Who do you think is going to win the sixth man, ladies and gentlemen? Let us know in the comments. And who do you think our sixth man
Interested?
is?
Yeah, that's
Let's go into a couple of general NBA ones. Let's keep these quick, Peach. Let's do them
Okay.
together.
all right.
NBA champion and then MVP. We'll do these. All right, so NBA champion. The Celtics have the best odds. You were just saying they're going to disappear. Plus
Don't waste your money.
450. Bucks, your secondary team, plus 550. Golden State Warriors, plus 650. Clippers, plus 700. Nets, plus 1,500. And our beloved Magic at plus 50,000. So if you bet 10, you win $5,000.
I know. Sounds like a good idea, but
Yeah.
just save the 10.
Yeah.
I like the Bucks here at 550. It's pretty
Yeah.
good. Pretty good money for what it is. I would say the Warriors, but man, the West is going to be a dogfight this year, I think. And I just don't know if they're going to come out of it at the end. But I do like the Warriors quite a bit, even at 650. So if I had to bet on one of the, I'd bet on those two right there. It's not really shocking, but
You know
when you're
what
trying
I
to
would
bet
do?
on the NBA champion, you got to bet on the best team.
What am I going to do, Peach?
You're probably going to bet on the number 1 seed here, which is
Okay.
wrong
Yeah.
because
No.
you're liking it.
Peach.
He's hedging. What's he doing? Is he going Nets?
Peach, think about it, Peach. If I take $10
Yes.
and I put $10 on Boston, $10 on the Bucks,
Yep.
$10 on the Warriors,
Okay.
and $10 on the Clippers.
All right.
I got 2 East teams, 2 West teams.
Fair.
And even if, the worst outcome is I lose $40 and some other team wins, but I feel pretty good that one of those 4 teams could win it and it will be there.
You honestly think the Clippers are a legitimate contender to win the NBA Finals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard and Paul George? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess I
think
forgot
so.
that they played there
Kawhi
because they
Leonard,
kind of play
he
spotting.
was out last year.
Yeah.
So just like, we've got some guys coming back. They have one of the best players in the NBA coming back.
He had a couple good
finals
years.
MVP
He had a couple good
coming
years.
back. I mean, I just like that. I could spread that bet. Well, I could take the Nets if you want or some other team. My point is I could put money down on 4 teams. Even if Boston wins, they're the crappiest odds. I'm still winning $5.
Yeah, all right, I get it. I know you do your hedging thing, so hedge away, my friend.
Who do you think is going to win the finals, ladies and
I
gentlemen?
don't even have my lights on.
Let's see. Who do you think is going to win the MVP?
There we go.
Luka is the best odds at plus 460.
Yeah,
Embiid
strong.
plus 550. Giannis plus 650. Jokic plus 1,000. KD plus 1,200. Tatum plus 1,400. There is no Magic listed for this one.
Jokic is going to have to steamroll the league with another bananas performance for them to give him a 3rd MVP. And by the way, I'm living under the assumption here that, yes, people vote, but the fix is in on a lot of this stuff. So I've always liked the argument you make for Embiid, and I know you'll make it in a second, so I'll just make it for Luka. The man is trimmed down. He's ready to say, fuck all you for saying I have baby fat. I'm coming. And this guy can already drag a very bad Mavericks team to the Western Conference Finals. What will he do when he's svelte like this? Probably an MVP caliber season. So if not Embiid, Luka, I think I would agree with what you're about to say.
I've already put money down on Embiid. I just feel like all the talk around the narrative last year, you're right. I don't think Jokic is going to get 3 in a row, even if he improves his crazy stat line.
Just like Giannis. He's the best player in the league.
Right.
He's not winning any more MVPs.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's
They're
like
just done with
happens
it.
when Jordan was in the league. It just, and LeBron probably could have won it some other years.
Oh, absolutely.
Things like that. So I just feel like they're going to give it to Embiid. It's his time.
Yep.
If he has another year like he had,
absolutely,
he's going to win it, I think. And
be
so
hard
I
to
think
keep it
that's
away
pretty
from
good
him.
money. Yeah.
It was hard to keep the last one away from him.
It was. It was close. So what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? MVP, who's gonna win it from this year? No Magic listed. Maybe in a couple of years, hopefully. Hopefully one of our guys can
next year someone
emerge.
could crack that list.
Maybe to be on the list at the bottom of the crazy
just
odds.
on the list. That's what you said.
Yeah,
on the list.
That's all I wanted. So we just had a lot of speculation, Peach. So we
hell of a fruit. Love it.
What do I have in this mug?
Can I bet on it?
What do I have in this mug? I don't know.
What are the odds on peach?
We've had a lot of speculation, Peach.
Yes.
And we're going into a segment now, a quick little snippet of some more future seeking with some conspiracies that I'll let introduce themselves in a moment. But I wanted to try this on. I want to give a shout out before we go into this to it's not my friend, to someone I really like, slightly biased. He is a content creator that follows the Dallas Mavericks, and I bit his style hard for this. I'll continue to work it and make it my own, but I want to give props to him. Go check him out, Slightly Biased. His stuff he does is hilarious, and let's see. I hope you like it, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is, Kyle's Conspiracies coming at you.
Welcome to Kyle's Conspiracy Theories, where we explore the odd, the unusual, and push Orlando Magic propaganda. Today we're discussing R.J. Hampton, the Lightning from Little Elm, or NBA transition basketball extraterrestrial. Think about it. How does transition basketball start? With an opponent's miss. And it just so happens that R.J. Hampton rebounds 12.8% of opponents' misses. That's in the 89th percentile in the NBA, but you better believe we're rounding up to the top 10%, baby. Orlando Magic propaganda. What happens next after a rebound, ladies and gentlemen? You gotta get out and run. And R.J. Hampton just so happens to be a blur. He's pretty much the horror fans' Usain Bolt. After we get out and run, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta finish. And it just so happens that R.J. Hampton lives in the paint. He scored 58% of his points at the rim or on short mid-range, like floaters and those push shots that he really loves. I mean, this man's shot chart looks like someone dropped a jar of marmalade in the paint. And yes, you might be saying out there, well, Kyle, he only finished on 41% of those shots. But no, that's not slowing down this propaganda train, ladies and gentlemen. Because R.J. Hampton ranks in the top quarter at his position in drawing fouls. That puts him in company with the likes of Malcolm Brogdon, Karis LeVert, and NBA juggernaut Raul Neto. Yes, Raul Neto. Even with all that lab-created fast break mojo, it's not even RJ's best developing skill. That's his three-point shooting. Increased 7% to 37% this year. 7%. If he increases that same percentage this year, he'll be number 2 in the NBA. Yeah, number 2 in the league. RJ Hampton, horror movie fan? Or alien about to play out of his skin this year and earn a starting spot on this squad? Kyle's conspiracy theories. Out.
All right, back from Kyle's conspiracy theories. First try. It was my first try, ladies and gentlemen. You know, working out the kinks, but I kind of like it. You know, just putting some crazy out there, like R.J. Hampton cracking the starting lineup in the future. You know, why not? Why not us? Why not now, R.J.? Come on, buddy. We're rooting for you.
I thought it was well edited.
That was safe, Fish.
Yeah.
All right. So now we are going into a fun segment, starter, backup, and bench. And in this segment, we're going to be presented with 3 options, and we have to say starter, backup, or bench. What do we like least, middle, and most? All right. Up starter, what we like most. Middle, backup, and bench is what we like least.
See, I don't think we've done
options.
this in a while since probably the season was going on, so we got to kick the dust off this too.
Right. We got to kind of get ready.
You got to get loose. You got to
Some
do some
WD-40
stretches
on
in.
those suckers.
Shoot some free throws. Get loose.
Yeah. Well, not you. I'm not letting you shoot a shit. You know that performance.
One
you had.
bad day, man.
All right, first one, Peach. And I'm actually going to give you more than 3 options for this one, so I kind of lied to you out there, people. I'm sorry. There's more than 3 options on this. This is not normal. We're going off the tracks. Hopefully, Peach can contain himself.
Well, you're either the starter, the backup, the bench, or you get cut sometimes.
Yeah, right.
So
All right.
happens.
So who will be our top scorer this year, Peach?
Yep.
Is it going to be Banchero, Fultz, WCJ, Cole, or Franz?
Ooh, man. The choices.
Yeah, you
The
got 5 options there.
choices.
Our starting lineup.
Yeah, it's not in my nature to do so, but I'm going to go backwards on this one.
Okay.
So I'm going to go on the bench. I'm going to go with Franz on the bench.
Okay.
It pains me.
Okay.
Because I want Franz to be our breakout superstar, but I'm going to put him on my bench. As my backup, I'm going with a Wendell.
Okay.
I've always been huge on Wendell, and I really feel like with all the playmaking guys we have on the outside now, he's going to get to do stuff inside. He's just known as the center now. It's established. It's just his spot. It's all good.
Well, that was interesting, if I can interject, because we had for the championship last year at the end of last season.
Yes.
I had Franz, you had WCJ.
Right.
And we were doing scoring and who will end with the highest scoring average. And Wendell was held out a couple games, but he was on fire when he was playing. I felt like he was going to pass
Franz was held
Franz. I think Franz ended up with like 15.3 points per
Wendell was
game,
at
and
15.1.
Wendell was at like 15.1.
Yeah, it was close, man. That thing should have been where it was
Yeah,
very close.
There's
It was
a lot of
It was a
spite. Don't
close
listen to him.
end
Don't listen
to
him,
the
ladies and
season,
gentlemen.
but it was exciting.
Fair and square, I won that.
But
sucker.
anyway, for my starter, I'm going with Paolo, which again, this is
Wow.
very against my nature to say that a rookie coming in is going to lead us in scoring. But and if I had to pick until the All-Star break, I wouldn't necessarily say him. But I think by the season's end, he's going to emerge as our guy, as you've said, that is going to be able to get us a bucket by himself if we need him to. And I think that that's going to become vital over the course of the season. He'll get more playing time and he'll get more plays run for him, and he's going to start scoring more. And I'm not going to try to predict what this top scoring number is.
Yeah.
But when you take a look at what our top scoring numbers were last year, you don't have to be that gaudy in the points per game to lead our team. And I think that could be the case this year, where a very balanced scoring attack comes through. But if I have to tip the scale in one direction, I'm actually going to tip it towards Paolo.
Okay. All right. It's tough for me to disagree with that, but I will.
All right.
All right. So
Wait, are you disagreeing with me just for the sake of banter on the show?
No.
All right.
I'm not going to take the cold disrespect, okay?
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to take the disrespect of our top scorer from last year.
Yep.
Not even being included on your starter, backup, and bench people.
Well, I'm glad to hear you sticking up for Cole.
Yes.
Because I feel like it always has to come from this side of the table.
Well, that's a lie, and you take it back. And he's going to be my bench, all right? I think our top scorer from last year, I think he's going to be the spark plug off the bench. I think he is going to be our sixth man. Although I could see him being a shooting two-guard. We need some shooting. He's been in the lab. He's been working with Lethal Shooter. He's been, posting those videos, and he's been really working this summer, so it appears. I believe in that guy, man. I think he's a dog. I think he's got heart. I love how he plays. I think he's going to get his efficiency up this year, and with those efficiency numbers going up, I think you're going to see his score totals go up. So I think he's going to be on the bench. However, I think the person that's going to make a bigger jump is going to be Franz. I think Franz is going to be our second top scorer.
Okay.
All right. And number one scorer. This is going to be surprising to you, maybe. Wendell Carter Jr.
No, it doesn't surprise me.
Wendell Carter Jr. I just think that he came on last year at the end of the season, as we just talked about, as one of our best scorers. I mean, the guy, he grew so much last year and pretty much not taking any threes while he was in Chicago. I think he took more threes last year than his previous 2 or 3 years in Chicago.
Yep.
So he just added a whole new dimension to his game.
Got to shoot from the top of the key, though.
He loves that. He loves that shot, that trailing shot. And I just think with Fultz being in the lineup, Fultz is going to get into the paint. He's going to get a lot of those just like lobs, just kind of. Fultz is going to make those kind of reach around passes when he gets double teamed, and Wendell's just going to have an easy dunk. It's just going to be easy money. I can see him. I don't think the gap between any of these guys is going to be big. I don't think you do either. I think we're definitely going to have like a well-balanced scoring attack. I would see maybe WCJ getting like 23 points a game. I could see Franz getting like 21, 22. Oof. And Cole getting like 18.
Sure. All right.
Like I
like that.
That's how I feel.
That'd be cool.
That's how I feel.
It's nice that we can have the debate openly with this many names on the list as being possible and make a good argument for all of these orders.
I just talked about Markelle possibly getting 20 and 10 for most improved player of the year. Right. So I clearly believe that he can be a 20-point per game scorer getting to his kill spots. Get to the kill spots, baby. Who do you think, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be our top scorer this year? Do you agree? You think we're freaking crazy? You think it's going to be a rookie like Peach? You think Paolo is going to be that lead scorer? You think Cole's going to come back and have that efficiency? What do you think? Let us know in the comments.
I am interested genuinely, not just to get traffic in that comment section, as to what people want for all of these things for the awards. I am curious what other people are saying. We watch some of the other guys' podcasts and stuff like that, but I want to hear from like the Gen Pop. I want what is everyone talking about? What are they saying? Because I don't want to go to the Facebook groups and read. Stuff gets too weird there, and I end up angry.
Weird.
So just come to our safe zone and tell us about it there, and I'll put a little heart next to it if I like it. It'll be fun.
Oh, okay. Get a heart from Peach.
Good times, yeah.
All right, so next one. Only 3 options this time. We're staying within the lines. I know you like that.
The rules, crazy.
Who will be our most impactful defensive player this year? Is it going to be J.I., Suggs, or Chuma Okeke?
This
is tough.
It's a splendid three pack of gentlemen that you've chosen there. You could even say that Wendell works his way onto this list as a little bit of an undersized big that may have to defend some other bigs, but I don't know, man. I want to put J.I. as the starter, but I know you're gonna do that, so I'll let you do that. I'm gonna go with Suggs at the starter here.
Wow.
I mean, this guy, you say it all the time, but you say it for a reason. He's a dog, and he's ready, man. His defense is impressive, and he knows that's the strength of his game, and he's just going to be bringing it. And I feel like he's going to get a lot of minutes where he's going to get to show that. And again, it's hard for me to not put Chuma up there as well, but I'm going to put Chuma as the backup at this point. I hate putting J.I. at the bench for this because I feel like his defense could be an impact. But let's be honest, we haven't seen him play in a long
He's
time.
been comfortable on the bench.
I haven't actually seen him play a full game in an Orlando Magic uniform probably ever.
Yeah.
Because I only saw highlights before we started doing this show. So I didn't really ever get to see a full game. So I can't risk my starter or backup on this guy who could be a coin flip, although I tend to think that that'll be wrong the other way. And by season's end, I'll feel like I should have this list flipped completely upside down. But that's gun to my head today. That's my answer.
Yeah, I mean,
Where are you at on this?
You should have it flipped, Peach.
Okay.
Okay. Jonathan Isaac is going to be the best and most impactful defensive player this
I
year.
hope so.
Yeah, I really hope so too. I mean, you look at this guy in 2019-20, the shortened season that he had, only 34 games.
Right.
Not a huge sample size, but definitely enough to see what the guy is.
Yep.
We're talking 2.3 blocks per game. I think that was number 2 in the NBA at that time.
Yeah, that's a good number.
And what were his steals at? His steals were at 1.6.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is crazy. I mean, we thought Chuma was playing off his rocker when he was getting close to like 2 steals there. I mean, he was for a little while. And that gentleman, who is a tremendous defender, ended with 1.4 steals.
All right.
So, that just shows you, and that's not even J.I.'s necessary strength. His strength is in the paint, blocking shots. Chuma, he's not a big shot blocker, 0.6 blocks per game.
Right.
So I'm going to put Jonathan Isaac as my starter over these guys. He's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate if he comes back and is the guy that we hope he is. We've been seeing him in some videos. He's got the knee brace off. He's looking healthy. He's got God on his side. Jesus, he's walking with Jesus. Why were there only one set of footprints? It's because I was carrying you, Jonathan. All right, Jesus was carrying you. And now, Jonathan, you got to get on that court and you got to show Jesus what you're made of.
Doesn't sound like he needs to he could probably play on water, too, is from what you're just making it sound like. So
I hope no one's offended
doesn't
out
have to
there.
get on the court.
I love religion. I'm very spiritual. I appreciate all types of religions.
I'm an atheist.
So yeah, that's the guy. Now it gets difficult when I'm picking between my backup and bench. I'm gonna go with Chuma as my backup and Jalen as the bench, which is crazy to me. I just think Chuma is a more this is messed up to say, a more versatile defender. I think he can defend at more levels.
Okay.
Let me say. We've seen Chuma defend the 5 position. We've seen him defend the 3 and the 2 position.
That's not inappropriate to say.
Yeah.
Jalen Suggs is not going to defend somebody who's trying to do a post-up game on him.
Right. I mean, but I still do think Jalen Suggs is a top-tier defender. And we just have, getting back to social media roundup with, the hope of having a top 10 defense with those 3 guys on the roster.
Yeah.
That's some serious depth on the defensive side
when
of the
I
rock.
made this, I didn't listen to myself earlier in the show.
Yeah. What the hell
It's
are you
almost
doing?
like we filmed that after this or something.
Did we?
We didn't.
Who do you think, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be our best defender this year? Is it going to be J.I.? Is it going to be Suggs? Is it going to be Chuma? Or is it going to be someone else? Have we been disrespecting somebody?
Devin Kennedy.
Gary Harris. It's not going to be Devin Kennedy. Stop that. Maybe I'm
He's a player on our team.
I'm sorry,
Come on.
Devin.
No need.
I love your
No
dance
need.
moves.
Shots fired.
Could be Gary.
Relax. Actually, it wasn't really shots fired. You kind of just showed us the weapon.
Yeah. Okay. So from present to past, historic,
Yes.
all-time favorite Magic center.
Well, we kind of went hard on the favorite guys lists.
I didn't give you the options.
Well, let's wait though because
Okay.
you didn't set it up
all right.
with why we're doing this one.
Okay, you're right.
Because it's kind of a weird topic to do
You
in
said it.
August. But we kind of got on the guys from 3 great podcasts coming together and making their favorites lists.
Yes, that's true.
And, it is, kind of one of those things that's subjective, but I kind of thought to myself, we've had 3 really great centers in our history, all-star centers. And I was curious more who your favorites are in this particular list. And also, it's a nice little teaser, coming up soon on our Patreon, we're going to actually list our top 10 favorite Magic players of all time. So you can see some of that information right there. And then you'll know what we're talking about.
Give us your money. Give us your money.
I don't know what that
do good
face
things
is.
with it, ladies and gentlemen. We're putting it back in the show. Come on, jump on the team.
But all-time favorite Magic center, Shaq, Dwight, Vooch.
Oh, see, this is where it gets weird. This is where I understand.
Well, that's why I made it.
While the other
I wanted things to get weird.
podcasts were kind of tripping up about the word favorite.
Yeah.
Because I think if I'm picking all-time greatest, I got to go Shaq. I got to go Shaq
Sure.
because the man leads, and we're talking about season leaders and not career leaders.
Right.
Most minutes played,
Right.
number one. Most field goals, Shaq, number one. Most two-point field goals, number one. Well,
Dwight has a lot of Dwight has a
more
lot of
offensive
those.
rebounds.
Yeah.
Dwight does lead in the defensive rebounds in a year and in total rebounds, and that's why I'm going with Dwight. He is my favorite.
It's favorite without a U. So that's how you know it's
so I
the
don't
American
need to speak in
favorite.
the Canadian name?
No.
Okay. So my American favorite is Dwight Howard.
Right.
Throw away all the stuff with how he left. I don't think that was his fault. I think it was just a weird time. And where I was in life, Dwight Howard, it was kind of that prime spot.
Mm-hmm.
I was of that college age, so I was working really hard, slamming the books, and other things, and had a lot of time to watch some basketball.
Right.
And was in Boston, saw a lot of live games anytime the Magic would come to
Right. So
to
Dwight's
TD.
first, and then
Dwight's
who was
number
second?
one. He's my starter. I gotta go Shaq.
Really?
I gotta go Shaq.
Wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
I know. I mean, I love Vooch. He's got a soft place in my heart for sure. But Shaq is what got me into the Magic, man.
Okay.
Shaq and Penny, that was the squad that got me into the Magic in the 94, 95 season, whenever it was. I forget exactly. I'm gonna have to ask your dad. When your dad, Uncle Donnie, took me to Magic games down in Florida.
Yep.
When I was 7 or 8, 6 or
Right.
7, something
yeah.
around there. Like
All right.
those teams and that arena rocking,
Yeah.
that's what got me into it. And as much as I love Vooch,
All the fat man running around.
yeah,
The
man.
announcer yelling Orlando and just holding that, and I can do it, but
hold
I'm not
that
going to do
O.
it.
Why
But he
not?
holds that O,
You
man.
should.
Maybe I'll do it someday, but it's going to take too long.
Yeah, and then Vooch, he tried his best, but
I thought you were going to have Vooch higher on this list. I thought he might even be your favorite. I wasn't really sure, and that's kind of why.
I mean, I do
posed
love
the question.
Montenegro. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
And
Sure.
so he's got a soft spot in my heart, but he's not going to pass Dwight, who was my prime coming into adulthood years where I got really into it. Shaq was my gateway drug.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
then, Vooch has just been,
Yeah, fair.
he's what got us through the desert.
Right.
That's, so I do owe him something. He was my oasis in the desert,
All right.
but got to go for or Dwight and Shaq.
Fair enough.
All right. What about you,
For
Beach?
me, it would be Shaq, Dwight, Vooch.
It's the same thing.
Very
No,
easily.
it's flip and flopping. Okay.
Honestly, I might even find a center I've liked more than Vooch. I put him on this list because I wanted to hear your thoughts on it. But easily, easily Shaq number one and Dwight number two. This is all time.
Listeners,
This
I'm
is
not gonna
my
let him
all-time
breeze past
favorite
that.
Magic center.
I'm not
list.
going to let you breeze past that, Peach. You weren't going to have who would you said there'd be some other centers that I put on the list over who would they be?
Personally?
Peach.
Personally,
Who?
I may have some.
Who's that?
I don't know. I liked Greg Kite.
Oh my, it's this fucking guy.
I liked
This guy.
Mike Doliak.
This
Come
is what
on,
I'm
that
dealing
guy
with.
was from Utah. He could ball.
He did play way too many years with us.
No, but I mean, just as far as favorites go, I feel about Shaq the same way you do. Obviously, that whole run of watching him, us getting the number one pick and knowing it's going to be this guy, and watching him kind of tear stuff up, literally. I mean, that turned the whole league on fire, and that's why I'm a Magic fan. Is that I got on board with the bad teams early, and then just like all of a sudden, holy crap! Look at this guy. He's a freak of nature, and he's changing the league. So obviously, he's got to be Shaq. And then Dwight, similar thing. Great player, did good things. I wish that and I've watched and read some stuff on him. I wish that he would have had the mental clarity that he has now as an older player when he was going through that time period. And yeah, him leaving stuff, that time period did suck for us as fans.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it also sucked for him. And I can look
Absolutely.
back at that now with a little bit differentness
Yeah.
that I don't really hold it against him as much as we probably did back in the day. I'm
sure.
glad I still kept the jerseys and didn't burn them is what I'm saying.
All right. So, I mean, were we on spot? I think this will be a little generational in the comments. I think we'll
For
be
sure.
able to. You're always able
Usually
to tell
is.
with these types of questions kind of when people either started watching the Magic or were really in their peak of fandom or got really into it.
No, that's why I didn't
Started
put
freebasing.
This
the
is
man.
why I didn't put Greg or Mark Akers on the list because
Yeah.
I know none of you know that because that's all people that are older than me or my age, and we barely use the internet because it doesn't come on our jitterbug.
He's so disrespectful. What's a jitterbug?
It's a cell phone for old people.
All right. Last one, not necessarily Magic related, although it could be.
Last two?
Last two, because we're hoping to get into the play-in.
Yep.
So this one is a little bit different.
A little fun with some other teams.
This is not quite starter, backup, or bench piece. This is, are they in, are they play-in, or are they played out? And so we're going to do the Eastern and Western Conference. We got 4 options for you.
So these are the 7, 8, 9, and 10 teams at the
From
end of last year. And
We got East,
All right.
Nets, Hawks, Cavs, Hornets. We're just going to attack these one at a time. Who do you think is in, who's going to be in the play-in, and who is just played out of this?
Okay. I'm first off for the Nets. I'm going to say play in. I just
Okay.
feel like the East is getting better, and I think there'll be some issues with people's playing time, injury, question marks.
Okay.
You know, the Nets have a whole
Thing going on.
dramatic thing going on that could.
Yeah.
But they should be good enough to at least be play-in worthy. With the Hawks, I say played out. I know they still have Trae Young and they've got Murray coming in. I don't know if that backcourt's going to work. Like, I don't think it's going to work well enough to be top 10 because there's some other teams lower that are going to rise.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some give here. And I feel like for me, it's Hawks because the Cavs are in. They're not playing.
okay.
They're in.
Yeah, they are.
The Cavs are in if they're healthy for sure. The Hornets are played out. Not so much their fault, maybe, as an organization because they're losing a key piece for a non-basketball reason. But really, at this point, they're
Could
coming
be
down
their
to
fault, honestly, man.
maybe if they didn't do their homework on what kind of player or person this
Their
was.
culture has been I mean, they haven't been able to put together a winning team down there in ever.
If you happen to be watching this and you're a Charlotte Hornets fan, which would be weird, but here you are, I think you could be one of the leading contenders in the Victor Wembanyama case. I
Yeah.
could see them having
Yes.
even Ball.
Yeah.
I could see him at some point, them sitting him and doing a bit of a
Right.
tank thing like some of the teams did
One
last
player
year.
gets injured,
because
and then they sit.
if he comes back and he plays with Ball, suddenly people would be like, "Oh, Hornets are doing some things."
Right. They need that, honestly.
Right.
They need that. They're in the middling. I would agree with you. Hornets are played out. You know what went down with Miles Bridges? That dude ain't gonna be playing.
His middle name
basketball.
must be burned.
Yeah, he ain't playing. So they're played out for sure. They need to. The Hornets need to break it down. Again, I don't really know where they're going. I don't like LaMelo Ball that much as a player.
Right.
I don't know what else they got going on their roster.
They got some sick jerseys.
They got Terry Rozier. Like, what else they got?
I don't know, but you're having to Google
Gordon,
it, so that's
I'm
telling
Gordon,
you something
yeah,
right there.
I know they have Kelly Oubre. He was decent. PJ Washington, solid. James Bouknight barely played last year. They didn't really address the center position. They have Mason Plumlee as their starting center. They did draft Mark Williams, actually, who I like from Duke.
That's their answer at center.
Yeah. So, I mean, they'll be okay, but like, damn, that's the type of roster that we had for the past 4 or 5 years.
Right.
That's gonna get you into the
So
6 to 8 seed.
If they're smart, they'll
But
see how they do the first couple of months, and if it's not well, they're going to be firing up the tank.
They should trade some
They're
pieces.
going to be
and-
asking Oklahoma City and
Right.
Orlando for those keys
Yeah.
to the tank and be like, we're gonna do
Definitely.
this, and we'll be like,
Someone-
all right, cool.
someone who needs like a veteran scorer like Gordon Hayward or Terry Rozier. Those guys could be on the move. Kelly Oubre Jr. for sure. Those guys are played out. Hawks
Oh,
playing.
all right.
I don't love their roster construction. I really don't like.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name? Trey?
John Collins.
No, that's the guy you don't like.
Oh,
I don't like the Trey guy.
Trae Young.
Trey Young. I don't like his game. I don't like his game.
Okay.
I don't think that. I don't know if Dejounte Murray and him are going to work. I think they're going to be in the play-in. They could be in the 10 seed, but that's it.
All right.
Hawks, I agree with you. They're in. I really like their team. Evan Mobley
You
should have
just
been.
said Hawks.
No,
Oh,
I said
Cavs.
Cavs.
No, you
I
said
really
Hawks.
are in.
All right.
Did I say Hawks?
You did say Hawks.
All right,
That's
I
why
apologize
I was
out there.
confused. But all right.
I meant
Sorry.
Cavs.
Okay, gotcha.
Cavs are in.
Yep.
I really like their team.
Absolutely.
Darius Garland made the leap that I hope Cole Anthony can make.
Yep.
He's a G.
Rookie of the year,
Evan
Mobley.
Mobley, Rookie of the Year. Should have been Rookie of the Year, definitely. Next to them, Jared Allen, very good, solid big. Like, they've got a really good squad. I like what they're doing. Isaac Okoro, solid defender. They're pretty deep.
They could crack the top 4.
I don't know. I think they have a tough time getting past those top 4. Celtics. Well, okay, so it depends on this last team, right? Kevin Durant is holding pat on his desire to be traded.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put them in the play-in because even with Ben Simmons, I think they're a play-in team with some of the other talent that they have on that squad. They've got a bunch of veteran players, a bunch of guys who know how to win basketball games. So I think that's where I'd end.
All right. Well, let's go over to the West because I'm excited about the West.
Okay.
I've always enjoyed Western Conference basketball because
You stay up late.
I stay up late.
Yeah.
And I get to see these games. And also, I don't have favorite teams in the West. So I can legit just watch it and be like, I don't care who wins. This is just have your fun. And
Root
it's
for anybody.
It's a good time.
How do you decide who you want to win? Do you not have? You just don't care at all?
I don't know. A lot of times I'm watching, I'm just kind of like, I want the game to be close at the end.
Right, all right.
And I just want there to be, so if a team's behind, I'll kind of start rooting for them a little bit. And I'm like, all right, now you pull it back and now you get close and now you hit it. And oh yeah, overtime. Cool. More basketball. Like, I'm just like, I'm just here for the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really
I got that. All right, so the 4 bottom teams last year in the West were the Wolves, the Pelicans, the Clippers, and the Spurs.
Yeah, I'll go right down the line here. I've got the Wolves in.
Okay.
I've got the Pelicans in as well. Not playing in. Clippers. I've got the Clippers in play in.
Wow.
And I think I may have had them in a different spot before you reminded me that Kawhi Leonard was a thing. This is the Clippers we're talking about here, and I feel like they're just one injury away from stinking again like they did last year. So, I mean, do you think all those guys are really going to stay healthy a full season? I don't.
Oof, it is tough.
Spurs, I got to go with played out. I think they
Definitely.
played over their head at the end of last season to grab that last spot. And I don't know what kind of thing they're building down there, but they need to be a player in the Victor Wembanyama stakes as well, I think, by the season's end to really make an impact. So those are my 4. What do you think?
This is going to be a boring segment because I think I agree with you. Actually, let's see here.
No, you got the Clippers higher.
Well, I do like the Clippers more than you do, for sure. But I just see the top 8 from the Western Conference last year: Suns, Grizzlies, Warriors, Mavericks. They're not going anywhere. That's four that are definitely in.
Okay.
Utah Jazz, see you later. If they were in this segment, they'd be
According to the nationally televised games that I can no longer see, that seems right.
So they're 5, Denver Nuggets 6, and then we start the teams that we're talking about.
Right.
So really, out of that top 8, you clearly see one team dropping out.
Yep.
So if I'm going by those numbers, I can only have really one team maybe in, and I think that team is going to be the New Orleans Pelicans.
Over the Wolves.
Over the Wolves. Yeah, they got Zion coming back. I like their roster construction more than I like the Wolves. I'm not convinced that Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert can work together. I'm not convinced that Rudy Gobert is good for this generation of the NBA. You know, he's a supreme shot blocker and rim protector, much like Jonathan Isaac. But unlike Jonathan Isaac, he can't step out and take a shot outside the paint at all.
Right.
I mean, I do think he's underutilized as an offensive player in Utah. When he plays for the French national team with Evan Fournier, he's always one of the top scorers. But, you know, I just think that the Pelicans are probably in on this list. I'm with you. I don't think Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi is the king of rest, you know, and Paul George has been consistently injured. I think they'll be a play-in team at least, but I'm not going to put them over the Pelicans, who I think are young and hungry and ready to make that jump. The Spurs, they're in the Wembanyama sweepstakes, as you said. And the Wolves, I'll put them in the play-in.
So he puts the Clippers in the play-in, yet would also throw money down on them to win the NBA Finals.
I would hedge with them, yeah.
That's the hedge. Okay.
It's the hedge.
That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
All right, so what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Do you agree with these East-West play-in standings. Who's going to make a jump in the Eastern Conference? Who's going to fall out in the Eastern Conference? Who's going to make a jump in the West? Who's going to fall out in the West? What do you think? Let us know in the comments.
Who should I be rooting for in the West?
Yeah. Who should you be rooting for? I mean, you should be rooting for your team.
My teams are in the East.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I mean, just make sure you're rooting for the team so you don't get on the old man's bad side.
You kids.
Nowadays, people are jumping their fandom from team to team because they go, I'm a fan of the player. I like to follow the player from team to team. I'm not really a fan of a team. No, represent a team. Fly their flag high, buy their jersey, and support that team. And if a man on your team leaves, he's dead to you. You move on. You like players on your own team. Stop this nonsense of following a guy from team to team to team to team. Show some loyalty. Back in the day, we liked the team that was in our town. And if they stunk, then we liked them anyway. Because you just like things that stink. You like what you like, and you stand by it. But nowadays, in a day where people are divorcing and marrying all the time, there's no loyalty. I'm not talking about you, Martha. Be quiet. Get back to loyalty. Be a fan of a team and represent them until the day you die. And then when you die, get buried in a casket with their logo on it because you like the players on your team. And when they leave, they're dead to you.
You know what, Peach?
Yeah.
A lot of the
He's
times, the old man, I kind of just I nod and smile. I just let him go.
Yeah.
You know, just
Right.
out of respect.
Yeah.
You got to be respectful for your elders.
Sure. Well, yeah.
This time, I'm engaged. I wholly agree.
All right.
All right. Nothing grinds my gears more
Ooh.
than talking to my middle school students about the teams that they enjoy and who they follow in the NBA. And I get that constantly. I don't follow a team. I like a player. I like Steph Curry. I like LeBron James. I like Zion Williamson. I'm like, you're a I don't say that because then I get fired. I like my job.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not watching this and then I get fired again. Anyways.
It was a spot-on
Kids, if
impression
you're
until you got to
watching,
the impression of you, and
I
then
like
you just
you.
went off the rails.
I love you. That was a characterization as hyperbole. Remember in class, hyperbole, exaggeration for effect. Authors use it all the time
Hey,
in their
save
stories.
it for the classroom.
Sorry.
Jeez. We can't have any more learning going on here till the season starts. I don't know. I like that old man, though. He's a handsome fella.
He is. He's good looking. Martha's really on his back, though. Damn.
Just make a lot of noise. Got to keep it down. Got to keep it down when you're recording. Got to get him an on-air light for the porch.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still with us in this marathon show, damn, we love you. You're the reals. You aren't the casuals. You're the tried and trues. Thank you so much for sticking with us. If you can, jump over to the Patreon. Check it out. For as little as $5 a month, you're entered to win a jersey. And the odds are good. I think we got a 12 or 13 Patreons right now.
Yep.
So you got a 1 in 13 chance for $5 of winning a jersey every month. Soon to be more giveaways. We got some goals up there that we're trying to meet. We really appreciate your help in reaching those goals. Please like and subscribe. Share this. Comment on this. It really helps. We are not worthy for the algorithm overlord.
This hat is going to be given away soon.
Next episode, right, Peach?
You could be a part of this.
You can get that hat.
Look at
right
this
there.
thing. It lights up. It's awesome.
You're giving that. That was a secret.
I'm going to have to get another one for me.
If they're still watching, they deserve to know.
Yeah, you know what? You probably are still watching if you're a good Orlando Magic fan, because if you're that desperate that you'll listen to talk about Jordan Poole for 2 weeks, God damn it, we gave you much better quality stuff than that today, I think. I don't know. I don't really pat ourselves on the back, but
That's a great show.
Pretty solid.
That is great.
Pretty solid. So you know what a solid show needs?
A good large ending?
Yes, it does.
All right. Going to the large ending. 6 rapid fire topics as quickly as we can. Let's cue the music. Peach.
Cute.
Tia Claire Toomey won her 6th consecutive CrossFit Games. Do you think she's going to go for a 7th straight?
If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? Does anyone know or care about this?
It makes a grunt because it's lifting weights, bitch.
Fernando Tatis Jr. suspended 80 games for PED use. Do you believe his excuse? It was an accident.
Come on now. I mean, people have handed me a lot of things, but I always knew what was going on. Not an accident.
All right.
How many Magic games we seeing live this year, Peach?
I don't know, man. I think I'd need to get out like an abacus and maybe a chalkboard, but then I realized that I'm not really super rich guy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be conservative and say 5.
That's good. I would have 5.
I mean, I feel like we saw, 3, 4 last year? 3. And I live closer to New York this year, so I'm doing a little up math. Are we going to see more? I don't know.
We're going to 6,
We're moving on. House of Dragons starts this weekend. You ready for all this hot dragon talk? Stuff loves it.
Roar, baby. Give me that incest dragon porn. Let's go.
All right, you asked me the next
That's
question.
what that show's all about. All right, Hank Aaron rookie card just sold for $720,000. What do you think is your most valuable Magic card, would you say?
Oh, my word. My most valuable Magic card?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know. That's a great question. It's going to need perhaps its own Magic the Card Gathering segment to figure it out.
Check in on the Patreon.
Lastly, my friend,
Yeah, I don't
here's
know
an interesting thing for you. Yeah, I didn't write it on here. I didn't want you to get any homework ahead of time. So, my last name is Pichet.
Uh-huh.
You know me pretty well.
Yeah.
Probably because your middle name is Pichet.
Uh-huh.
What's my middle name?
I have no fucking idea. I have no
Woo! Yeah.
We're cousins, we're related, and I don't know your middle name. I'm very self-centered. I'm an only child.
It's even written on some mail that comes to the same mailbox that you use.
Are you? It's not your dad's name.
We ran out of time. Didn't we, stuff?
I'm sorry. What's your middle name, Pish?
It's Michael.
Michael.
A really tough one. I'm scared.
Well, now that you know us a little better, ladies and gentlemen, we hope we know you a little better. Check in with us. Get us on @court_cousins on our social media. Hit us up in the comments. We love you. Peace.
Thanks for coming. Go Germany.